Well, hello again. In this example, you will learn how to check whether a slab behaves in a one-way or two-way fashion. Specifically, we are going to look at this particular roof framing plan, and we are being told that we will assume that all girders and beams come in contact with the slab. The slab has equal strength and stiffness in both orthogonal directions, and finally, we are being asked to classify it whether it is a one-way or a two-way slab. So there are three things that we need to check. One is that we understand that our slab makes full contact with both the beams and the girders. What the conclusion we come from this is that the slab could be either a one or a two-way. So in and of itself, that particular issue is not conclusive. Number two, we are told that it has strength and stiffness both ways. Once again, what that actually tells us is that it can be either a one or two way. So it is not conclusive. So the third thing we have to check is we will check the aspect ratio of the slab. Okay, now in order to do this, this can be quite confusing for some as they first get going on it. We need to take a look at this particular plan. And what I want you to do is I want you to just go ahead and randomly place your pencil down on the slab system itself. Now that you have done that, you've identified some random location. I want you to draw the boundaries on that dot, and that is based on all the closest supports. So here's a beam, here's a beam, here's a girder, and here's a girder. So see how we've encompassed that dot that we've had there? It's based on all the nearest supports for that. And so if we look at this, we need to figure out what that dimension is there. Let's note that we are 30 feet, and if you count the number of spaces on this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, that means that these beams are spaced at 5 feet apart. And then of course we know that the other dimension on that slab is 45 feet. So I'm going to just sketch this out for you here. Usually you don't need to make the sketch. Here's that slab dimension that we want to check. "45 feet. And so we check the simple ratio. We always take the longer length. So in this case it's 45 feet divided by the shorter length, 5 feet. That is going to be equal to 9, which is greater than 2. And when our aspect ratio is 2 or greater, we then can make the conclusion, or the reasonable assumption rather, that it is a one-way slab. This concludes this example, and as always, it's a beautiful day for studying structures.